Okay, in this use case, I'm going to show you how you can do about 10 hours of research in about 10 minutes, which is pretty impressive. The tool we're going to use is Notion with AI. We're not going to use any ChatGPT. This is all just using the core functionality that's within Notion with the AI add-on. What's really strong about Notion AI is it allows us to apply AI to tables and databases, which is slightly different from ChatGPT, where you're interfacing with one particular chat. In this use case, there's really 5 different pieces to the workflow. The first, we're going to create a Notion database. This is where we're going to store the information. Then we're going to find YouTube videos to work with. And these are the YouTube videos where we're going to source information. Next, we're going to use a tool called YouTubetranscripts.com to capture the transcripts from each of those videos. And this is how we extract the information from the videos. Fourth, we're going to analyze the data using Notion AI's table capabilities. And finally, we're going to aggregate that data to create a meta summary. So that's the 5 steps. And once you see how this works, you'll be able to use it yourself to generate your own knowledge bases, which you'll use, I'm sure, all the time. So let's get right on with it. First thing we have to do is build a Notion database. Sounds really complicated. Actually, it's really easy in Notion. All we have to do is look for a clear block, press the little plus sign, hit D for database, and create a full-page database. I'm going to call this my nuclear knowledge base. Okay, so the first thing we've got to do is add in a URL field. The reason I do this is because that allows me to reference back to the videos I've used before. You don't have to do this, but it's kind of useful. So if you find some research that you really need, you can source where it came from. So I'm just going to add an empty URL field and just move it slightly to the left so I can align it with my videos. So each of these rows, I'm going to include a video. So to get those videos, what I need to do is I need to go to YouTube. Now, I've already created a little playlist. I've just been through looking for videos that I think are relevant, and I've just added them to a playlist, so I've got them in one place. You don't need to do this. It just made my life a little bit easier. So what I can then do is click on each of the videos. And when I do, I'm just going to pause it. I'm not actually going to watch the video, but what I do want to do is I want to capture its title. So I'm going to copy that with Control-C and place that in the name of the row. I also then go to the URL of the video. I'm going to copy that, and I'm going to paste that into here as well. Now, I'm also going to go to this tool, YouTubetranscript.com, and I'm going to paste the URL in there. And what this will do is this will extract the whole transcription of that video. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to open up the page in Notion and paste it into the body of the page. You could put this into a field and create a text field in Notion, but I find sometimes it truncates it, so it's better just to put it into the main page. Okay, so I've done one. I'm going to fast forward now as I repeat this process a few times, just to give you a feel for how it works to put the information in. Okay, so there we have it. I've copied 10 videos, or the transcripts from 10 videos about nuclear energy and nuclear power, into my knowledge base. Now, the transcriptions are in there, but to analyze that, I've got to look through all those transcriptions or listen to the videos. Now what I can do is use the power of AI built into Notion to summarize this stuff and allow me to extract some insights really quickly. So first off, we're going to use the inbuilt AI summary capability. To do that, we just hit this little plus and we go straight to the first one, AI summary. We hit yes, autofill all pages, update all pages, and off it goes. Great. So there we have it. We've got an automatic summary of the videos. Okay, so that's quite useful in there. Now, the next thing I want to do is say, okay, well, that's great. I want to know specifically, are there any new developments that I will need to be aware of? So to do that, what I'm going to do is a custom autofill. So in the same process, I hit the plus again. And again, I'm going for autofill, but I'm looking for custom autofill now. So I hit that. And then I'm asking for some text to generate this. And what I'm going to do is ask it to identify any new developments. So I've asked it to do this as bullet points, so hopefully it makes it easier for me to digest that information. Great. So it's collected those and it's put them as bullet points, which is going to be useful later on. So the next thing I'm going to do, and I might just rename that and call that new developments. The next thing I'm going to do is try and assign some tags to this. Now this is going to make it easier to search through things later. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to ask Notion to do that. Now this is new functionality that's pretty much only just come out this week. However, if you go to tags or any sort of select capability, click on there and you'll see you've got this setup AI autofill. Click on that, and over here AI autofill is the new feature, and generate new options. I'm going to hit that, okay, and then I'm going to autofill all pages. Okay, fantastic. So what this has started to do is it looks for tags and themes. Now, it's not perfect, but because it's new functionality, and you could do this yourself. However, I find it's actually quite powerful to be able to pull out these kind of things. And what that's going to make it easier to do later is do searching on these kind of elements. So now we can do things like filters, where we'll choose tags. We'll say, right, tell me anything that's talking about fusion power. And then we can select those particular videos. So that's a really powerful feature. It's still quite a new feature, but it's very useful. You can also use the search function, and this is where it becomes a real knowledge base, is the fact that you can just search that content. Okay, so you can also use the search feature, and this one I'm going to use for, say, small reactors. So we're going to look small. Here we go. So now I've got 5 elements which talk about something to do with small. You can also use more of those custom autofills to do things like look for particular technologies, any mention of a particular term, and identify those pieces, which is really useful. Okay, the last thing we're going to do is we're going to do an aggregation of the data that we've done already. And what this means is that we can take lots of data, summarize it, and then summarize the summaries of that data. This becomes really useful when you want to get quickly to the answer and quickly to look at summaries. So in this instance, what I'm going to do is I'm going to select all of those new developments. So I'm going to select that field and I'm going to drag down. And what I'm doing effectively is selecting all of the text about new developments from these videos. Okay, so I'll take that text and then I'm just going to copy it, Control C. Now what I'm going to do is I'm going to set up a new page. So I need to go back to the original page so I can create a new page. So I've got my knowledge base. So I'm going to, in here, I'm going to create a new page, /p, page. And in here, I'm going to do a new development, we're going to call it. Now, I'll make a bit of space, and then what I'm going to do is paste all of those new developments in here. So here we have all of those new developments. Now, there's quite a lot in there. But what if I just want a summary of the summary of new developments? Well, that's dead easy. So how we use AI for that is we press spacebar and we ask for a summary. So we could ask it to automatically summarize, or you could be going into more granular detail and say we want a summary in this format. I'm just going to hit auto summarize at the moment. Okay, done. Okay, so there we go. We've taken 10 videos, which may be 10 hours of research. We've consolidated them, we've structured the data, we've used AI to pull out different insights from the video based on what we want to see, and then we've summarized those summaries to give us a really consolidated view just from those videos. This is a really powerful technique, and if you're involved in any sort of research, the ability to create structured, searchable data with summaries from something as spurious as online videos is really useful. I recommend giving it a go. If anything, this is one feature that's worth paying for Notion AI outright. There are other ways of doing this with different tools. For example, there are add-ins for Google Sheets, which can use the API for ChatGPT and create columns which are autofill, and they do the same sort of thing. You might find they're a bit more expensive though, because those API calls can get quite expensive. AI for Notion, it's all kind of built into that price. The other way that you can actually streamline this even more is by using an integration such as Bardeen or Make or Zapier. And what that allows you to do is go to YouTube videos, right click on them and save that information automatically to Notion. In doing this, you save copying the title, the URL, and the transcript, and you can actually get that all to happen in the background. So you can actually have a way of going on YouTube, just right-clicking, adding to your own knowledge base and getting super quick summaries of all the videos that you're interested in. I use this a lot and it's really powerful.